Good morning and welcome to P&B Sports Show. Happy New Year once again. I'm Alka Tom and today we break down two major football shaping conversations, both locally and globally. Manchester United have once again made headlines after sacking Ruben Amorim, raising fresh questions about stability, recruitment and long-term vision at Old Trafford. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles of Nigeria delivered a 4-0 victory over Mozambique, a performance that combined tactical discipline with attacking brilliance. Joining me for deep analysis this morning is Mr. Abel, our in-house analyst, who will be joining us virtually all the way from the city's capital. Mr. Abel, welcome and good morning to the show.
Good morning, Tom. Of course, I think it's a good night for everybody last night, and with the triumph of the Super Eagles beating the members of Mozambique yesterday, and of course, everybody's so happy. Even today, I think I just have 3 or 4 hours of sleep because I couldn't sleep last night because of the victory. I think I've won AFCON already.
well, let's not rush into conclusions because, like I told you earlier, I told you that Nigeria, they are usually like a woman that leads you on and breaks your heart as soon as you ask her out. But let's leave that topic and let's first start with Manchester United. So Ruben Amorim has been sacked by Manchester United, and it seems like this is another chapter for Manchester United on their ongoing managerial instability. Despite Ruben Amorim arriving with a strong reputation built on his work at Sporting CP, his spell at United was actually very, very short. And we saw that, and we thought that Ruben Amorim will have longer time, and he had a skill for being able to secure his job when he needed to. But in your own opinion, what do you think about Ruben Amorim's sack?
You know, Tom, when he was given that job, and a lot of people criticize his approach in terms of his 3-4 or 3-5-2 formation and so on, and he stick to it. Even oftentimes he defends it, says it's not going to change. Even if he's going to lose his job, he's not going to change from that pattern. But again, oftentimes why I raise eyebrow with that decision is, I think managers should be dynamic. You cannot just be rigid and stick to one.
Mr. Abel, are you with us? Okay, it seems like we've lost Mr. Abel there. So right now we're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation on Ruben Amorim's sack and he's leaving Manchester United. Then we'll be moving on to Nigeria's victory 4-0 against Mozambique. So don't go anywhere because P&B Sports Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to P&B Sports Show. Sorry for this slight glitch in the network. You know that Mr. Abel is in the nation's capital, but it seems like he's close to the edge of the nation's capital, sharing a fence between Nasarawa State and the FCT. Mr. Abel, welcome back.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so we were talking about Ruben Amorim. What's your first take on Ruben Amorim leaving Manchester United?
And I said what I was trying to say before the network was not having some kind of glitch. And I was one of those people that raised eyebrow that manager is supposed to be dynamic. If you have a pattern that will work for you from wherever you're coming from, now what you should put into consideration is, do you have the personnel to deploy those patterns, to deploy those things that you are doing right there? Because it's the two different things. Sporting Lisbon and Manchester United, they are two different clubs, and they have the pedigrees that are different. They expect you to do so much. The pressure on Manchester United is also much. Everybody wants you to come and keep the ball rolling. They want you to come and start giving them results as quickly as possible. Nobody wants to know whether you want to settle down. Nobody cares how you want to do it. why they hired you, and why you accepted that you are going to come, because you know that you are going to do the job. But how and when you are going to do it, it's none of their business. What they wanted is just make sure you do the job at the end of it. But now, with the pedigree of Manchester United team, nobody wants to give you that time. They don't have time. They don't have that patience. That okay, we're going to say, okay, let's allow you. I think it's the building process. It's a working process. Nobody want to see that. They want you to come and keep going. And now down to what happened yesterday. Of course, we saw it coming. You give one performance today, and if you remember vividly, there's the Manchester United fan that said, if Manchester United will win 5 games straight, he's going to shave his head. That's when he's going to cut his head. You can look at that guy's head now. It's like it's like the forest in Edo State. You get that forest because Manchester United, since he came in, they've never won 5 straight games. I have to tell you how bad it is. I'm not putting on good performances, talking about performance. You play, you win today, you draw tomorrow, and even if you are not even losing the games, you cannot keep drawing like 2, 3, 4 games in a stretch. If you drop 4 games, that means you dropped as much as 8 points. You drop as much as 8 points already. So it's even better you lose 1 and win 2. It's better than drawing 4. It's better you lose 1, win 2. It's even better than
okay.
But you see the fact that not so him going now, and I believe that again, him trying to be stubborn, sorry to use that word, using the same tactics and thinking that he's not going to fight, then I think
Okay. So some will say that the reason why Ruben Amorim was sacked was because of his poor tactical translation. His high intensity positional system struggled against Premier League, the Premier League tempo and speed. Then also they were also vulnerable defensively. United conceded too many goals. They were not able to keep a clean sheet most of the time, and they had inconsistent results, like you rightly said. You said they will win today, draw tomorrow, especially with what happened with Chelsea. Chelsea were vulnerable at some points, and if Manchester United had just won their last match when Chelsea drew with Man City, they would have topped Chelsea despite the goal difference. Then also they were like, I think they said player roles was also a problem. You could see key players looked unsure of their responsibilities as well. Sometimes you can see Kunha, I think sometimes he plays different roles. You can see Mbemu playing different roles, and this showed a lot, especially when players like Hamed, when players like Mbemu also traveled for AFCON and were not on the team to represent the team. Then you can also see that the team, they were not able to adapt. They had minimal tactical changes when under pressure. You could see that because of, like I rightly said, Mbemu and the rest and some other players were in AFCON. So you could see that there was not a lot that Ruben Amorim could do. He's not a coach, like you said, that can actually adapt. But, like some would say, what do you think about his tactical setup? Because we looked at Ruben Amorim, that his midfield, some would say it was too stretched. So what is your take on the tactics that he employed with Manchester United?
Yeah, I think his tactical, he's too demanding on these players, because considering the fact that you really don't have those players, and like this, that's bringing me back to my point that I made earlier. You don't have the players that can execute this. So why don't you just change and form a pattern that makes you a manager? You detect the problem, you solve it. You know that, okay, this pattern, it will not favor this kind of player you have. Why don't you switch and start doing something else? Do something. It doesn't mean that you are not good man. It will make you better because you were able to sense it, and you deploy what you will use to salvage a result from that. And I think what really gets my own opinion too, what really gets the board so angry is because Wolves, for Christ's sake, Wolves in this game, everything beats Wolves. But when it comes to Manchester United, they've dropped points. Do you understand? Listen, that 2 games, Wolves and Leeds, those are games that they are supposed to pick points, at least 6, maximum 6 points from. Not getting 2 points from those 2 games. Imagine they're picking maximum 3 points from Wolves and picking maximum 3 points from Leeds United. Manchester United would have been in 36 on the table now, or 35 thereabout.
Yes.
On the log,
they would have had 37 points on the table, or 36.
Be above they will be on third position. That will be above Liverpool. So and now that Liverpool is not on their best performances, Chelsea is also putting on some kind of a performance that you don't even expect. So the only big person you say, okay, maybe is Brighton, how they call Aston Villa, fine, but how they call Chelsea and Manchester and Liverpool, they were not on their best performance. So it is the time for them to capitalize. But Amorim has not really used that advantage. And I think somebody was saying on SuperSport the other time, maybe 2 days ago, he said, if Manchester United need to take action, it has to be now. For them to do what? To insert their possession right now. Because if you allow this window to get too close and you do not do anything proactive, then you have yourself to blame. So right now, yes,
And
many people come and why are they down 6 on the law? 10 points with Chelsea. So no cause for alarm. Why are you sacking him now?
but Mr. Abel, sorry to cut you short. In your own opinion, you've already told us at which point they thought the project wasn't working, which was as soon as they saw that he was not consistent, and also he could not beat teams that other teams were trashing. Even weaker teams on the table were trashing. But in your own opinion, do you think that Manchester United's problem is only managerial, or do you also think that it's a structural problem, looking at it holistically?
To be honest, I think it's beyond the manager. To be honest, if I have to be honest with you, I think it's beyond the manager. Yes, even when the manager have their own share of the blame, the board also have their own share of blame. Because I think the structure right now is a total mess. They need to restructure. It's a total mess. And remember, if you recall how many years ago when Ronaldo came, 3 years ago or so, when Ronaldo came in, he made mention of so many things, talking about the training pitch that still remain the same. For how many years he left, the owner is still the same thing. So you cannot just keep, and the Glazers, there are so many allegations that the Glazers family, they are just there for business. If you go to the business aspect of the club, Manchester United is doing so well. It's just the result on the pitch that is company. So he's talking about the business. They are cashing out money. They are making what products on the pitch. The performances on the pitch is just something that is something not to write home about. So I think from the structure, honestly, they need to have a whole overhaul of the whole structure to see how they could establish this situation. Because even if you bring another manager, even how many after Alex Ferguson, I think that was 6 or 7, I think my calculations are correct. After Alex Ferguson, we'll have Luis Van Gaal came in. After Luis Van Gaal, we'll have Mourinho came swinging. They brought Mourinho in. After Mourinho, we'll have Solskjaer will have and we'll have Ruben Amorim. So you could see these are top class managers. There's no two ways about it. But of course, you want to get to. There was nothing they could do about it. Nothing.
Okay, so you feel like looking at it holistically, it's not just about the coach or the manager that are bringing in. The problem is also a structural problem. But what should United now prioritize when bringing a coach in? What should they tell this coach? Do you think that they should tell this coach that, prioritize experience with the players that you are bringing in? Like you've also said, do you think that they should follow the same tactical philosophy as Ruben Amorim, but also get players that have the experience to use that philosophy? Or do you think that they should change the philosophy altogether? Because in my own opinion, and in the opinion of the lot of Manchester United fans, they say that just give us results. We don't need you to use the same philosophy that we've been using since Alex Ferguson. We just want results, and we do not care how you use it. So how you come about those results. So what's your opinion on that?
Well, everybody in the world right now, nobody cares. Nobody cares how you play. Give us the 3 points. That's the major thing. Give us the 3 points. But you talked about how to pick a manager right now that's going to replace Amorim. The truth is, carefully just look at the manager that you see, that the manager that can work with the caliber of players that you have currently. I think that's the key point, because it's not about bringing manager that has sense philosophy with Amorim, or that has sense philosophy with Manchester United style of play. What the players you have now, what kind of manager can use them, can get the best out of them? Those are the things that they need to be looking at now. And I think the recruitment team is really, of course, I think they need to also look at it very well. Because those guys are not doing so well, to be honest. Because if you look at Manchester recruitment in recent time, it's kind of, it's terrible. It's terrible. Because you cannot be a player that will come in to, and do you know what even baffles me most? You see a world-class player, bring them to Manchester United, their form drops drastically. You can say that about Sancho. Sancho was fantastic in Borussia Dortmund. He came to Man U, he flops. Look at Anthony. It was fantastic as well. He came to Ajax, or when he came to Man U, he flops. Go down to look at
Rashford.
Rashford that was doing well. He left Man U. He's blazing. Yeah. So you now look at this. Okay, there's actually a problem with that, with the group generally, with the system generally, because players cannot really, except exceptional players like who have a Bruno Fernandes, that at any point in time he gives his best. But most people tell you that if Bruno Fernandes would have been in one of these teams, either Barcelona or Real Madrid or any of these top clubs, he would have done better than what he's doing now. Because what he's doing, he's just overworking, so it's like he's just carrying the whole team on his shoulder. So that's my take. I think if they have to get the manager that you know that can get the best out of these players.
Okay. So moving forward, we are hearing some rumors. Some people said Enzo Maresca out and Zidane in. First of all, my first question, do you have the same opinion? But Manchester United, it seems like they are looking at some people some managers and coaches in recent times, and they are looking at Oliver Glasner, who is currently at Crystal Palace and is one of the top targets. I think he's the number one on the list. Then they're also looking at Enzo Maresca, who recently left Chelsea. Then they're looking at Gareth Southgate, the former England manager, who is currently out of club management, but has admirers within the Manchester United management. Then they're also looking at Xavi Hernandez, the former Barcelona coach, who is a free agent and is linked to also be talking to Manchester United at the moment. So what is your opinion? Do you think that we should go for an Enzo Maresca that just resigned for Chelsea, or we should go for Zidane, who has not been coaching on the club side for quite some time, but has won everything, both as a coach and as a player?
Well, if you say Zidane, fine. But one thing I always eyebrow for Zidane is because he's out of the job for so long. So you cannot give a Manchester United team that is already crashing, sorry to use that word, that is crashing for him to come, and if you want to give him Zidane is coming back, you should go to a stable team. And then from there you can now.
But the fact is this. If there is a stable team, they will not have to sack their manager. But right now we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be discussing Nigeria, Mozambique 4-0. Don't go anywhere, because P&B Sports Show will be right back. Welcome back to P&B Sports Show. We are on to our next topic, which is AFCON, and it seems like Nigeria are finally giving us a clean sheet, and they've won and blazed themselves over to the quarterfinals with a 4-0 win. What is your opinion, Mr. Abel, on the tactical performance of Super Eagles and how they've performed all together?
Well, I think Super Eagles is expected. Everybody predicted that this high is going to come out against the members of If you check the starter, check the head to head. We met, this is the 6th time we're meeting. We won 5, we drew 1. So everything favors the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And come to think about it, even the Mambas, they also, this is the first time they are getting to the round of 16 in their history. This is the first time they are winning again in AFCON. So you will see all those things counting together. So you will expect that Super Eagles, with all the stars that we parade, we should do what is expected. I think the result is actually expected that we will not rely on. But of course, you will not take away the credit from the Super Eagles how they dispatch the Mambas of Mozambique. Well, the first goal, spectacular teamwork. You see, we will be splitting up the defense. That pass down to Akon sliding in and to Ademola Lookman, and Ademola Lookman finished the ball. Second goal, super, another splitting of defense by Alice Uwobi, and down to Ademola Lookman, and he crossed the ball down, and Osimhen tap it in easy. Third goal, super. You see the pass again from Uwobi down to Ademola Lookman. He took the ball in and slided in, and it was an easy tap for Osimhen as well. Then the last goal from Akko himself, it was a world-class strike. Dazzled the defense, and he took that shot to blast the hoop of the net. And it was a full pack performance down from the defense. It was superb. If you are going to look at Calvin Bassey, it was massive there. Stop every ball. Then go down to the midfield. Uwobi took the whole shine, because I think for me, one of his best games so far for the Super Eagles. Then you go to that time, you see the click. These guys just click now, but I pray it continue like this. We'll have the likes of Ademola Lookman, we'll have Akon, we'll have Osimhen himself. These guys clicked together, and it was a full package for Nigeria yesterday.
Okay, so fantastic. So let's look at the tactical breakdown of Nigeria. Nigeria played a 4-3-3, and they were very fluid in attack. We could see a very, very compact defense and backline. You know, they had minimal spacing in their defense, and you could also see a midfield that had controlled tempo. We could see in the middle, and we could see Iwobi on the side, and they kind of kept switching. They also saw an attack from where we could see Akko, we could see Ademola Lookman, we could see Victor Osimhen, and we could also see, like on the setup, we could see that Lookman was in the middle, but somehow kept switching with Victor Osimhen and Akko. Somehow we don't know how Eric Chell came up with this idea. But in your own opinion, do you think that this is what we need from Nigeria, and that the tactics of Nigeria has kept evolving? Because take note, we are not going to the World Cup, and this is all we have. If we need our bragging rights, this is it. So what is your opinion? Do you think that we are evolving as a team?
Yeah, I think one man we are not even talking about now is the head coach, Chell. To be honest, you need to give it credit. He came when the whole thing, the ship was there's a turbulence on the water. The ship the ship wanted, or the boat wanted to capsize, and he came and steadied the ship. We were able to sail through. It's quite unfortunate that we did not qualify, because I think we would have also qualified for the World Cup. But unfortunately, we didn't do that. But he gave a very good account of himself. Now, coming down to the World Cup, and if you bet, this is the first time a non-African Nigerian is taking the Super Eagles. This is the first time. If it's not a Nigerian coach, it's either a white coach. So this is the first time a non-Nigerian African coach is taking the Super Eagles. And to be honest, all credit to Chelsea, and doing so well. Try to gel these guys together, try to make them play. And if you see the difference between Chelsea's approach with our previous coach, what's his name again? I'm trying to remember his name. Our previous coach that took us to to the former to the previous AFCON. You will see that coach, the defensive coach, and if you see, it's a very attack. You see the guys always go up, even when we were 3 up, we're still pressing, was trying to score the goals, we're still trying to put them, and that's it. And that should be one approach that we should keep putting on the floor. Make sure that these guys still go all out, keep going, because the best form of defense is attack. That's the truth. Because if you keep attacking them, how will they have the time to come and play, to come and attack you? Because they'll just keep defending while you keep attacking, you keep tormenting them. And we're doing that, we'll have all the personnel to do that. Just like you rightly said, he was fantastic also at the midfield. He comes down to also play defense, help the defensive players down there. So it has been
I think,
nice.
Mr. Abel, I think I want to know what impressed you the most about the Super Eagles team. But in my own opinion, what impressed me the most is that somehow we were able to keep a clean sheet. Mr. Abel, what do you think about this, Abel? Do you think that this is that the team has become better in keeping clean sheets? And what do you think about the structure and approach of the Super Eagles team?
Well, there are so many concerns that the first 3 games we couldn't keep clean sheet. Even we played against the likes of Tanzania. They scored, it was 2-1. We played the likes of Tunisia. It was expected that Tunisia should score. But after getting a very good lead, 3-0, you now have to concede 2. That's another worry. Then we'll now have to play the likes of Uganda. Uganda still need to score with 1 man down. So it's another level of concern. How can 10 men score 11 and you have 3 goals up? You allow them to also have a consolation goal, which is also not acceptable in today's eyebrow. But yesterday was against the members of Mozambique. It was a super, and I was happy that they were able to keep clean sheet. And there are this rumor that was going that in the past 3 previous AFCONs, anybody that finished first or win their 3 games from the group stage always crash out at the group stage. So what I was trying to say is Super Eagles.
Mr. Abel, sorry. It seems like you are a bit distracted over there. But you've told us everything that we need to know about the Super Eagles and about Manchester United.
Let me jump on my point. So Super Eagles getting this victory yesterday was a very good one, and of course that gene has been broken. Do you understand? The gene has been broken, and of course we're going to the quarterfinals, and we're expecting to meet anybody, either Algeria or the DR Congo.
Okay.
That did us during the quarterfinals.
Okay. Okay. So fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Abel, for your ever energetic analysis from the nation's capital. Because right now we don't know where you are at the nation's capital, if it's close to Nasarawa State or if it's in central area. But thank you so much, Mr. Abel.
My pleasure.
Okay. So right now we are going to be moving to our next segment. And our next segment is our athletes of the day. Well, gentlemen and ladies, our athlete of the day is Ademola Lookman. Born in England, Lookman made the bold decision to represent Nigeria internationally. A decision that has strengthened the Super Eagles' attacking depth. At club level, he has built a solid European career, excelling in multiple leagues and establishing himself as a decisive attacker, known for pace, intelligence, and composure. On the international stage, Lookman has grown into a key figure for Nigeria, delivering consistent performances and stepping up in big moments. Against Mozambique, he had 1 goal, 2 assists, constant attacking threat, and intelligent off-ball movement. He didn't just influence the game, he controlled it. That is why Ademola Lookman is our athlete of the day. Well, it seems like we've come to the end of P&B Sports Show. Manchester United's decision to sack Ruben Amorim once again highlights a club searching for answers. For Nigeria, a 4-0 win over Mozambique signals a team growing in confidence, structure, and belief. My thanks to our in-house sports analyst, Abel Sunday, for his insights on Manchester United and on the victory against Mozambique for the Super Eagles. Well, to get more insights on sports and everything politics and business, follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube at Politics&BusinessTV.English, Facebook at Politics&BusinessTV.English, Instagram at P&B.TV.English, and on X, formerly Twitter, at P&B.TV_ENG. I'm Aaron Kotom, and this has been P&B Sports Show. For myself and our entire team here in our Abuja studio, it's bye for now.